Are you ready to dream on? Do you know how to fly high and soar among the clouds? Get ready to live adventurously because the Laura Meeks Show starts now. Listen as Laura lifts you off the ground while teaching you how to fly high. Forget ground level drama and be prepared to confront your dreams head on as she encourages you to navigate towards your North Star and into what just might be the best life you've imagined. Dream on, live adventurously on the Laura Meeks Show.
Hey,
that's what we're doing, right, Laura?
We're flying high. That's what you're doing.
Oh my gosh, you can actually sing. Benny will tell you right up front, you do not want me singing. Hey, everybody, welcome.
I don't think you're that bad.
Yeah,
I'm not that bad, but I've gotten better. Haven't I, Benny, over the years, though? I've gotten a little better with my singing.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
We're going to give it to you.
We're going to. All right. Like this show today, I love, Laura, what you're doing here. First of all, let me tell you about Laura Meeks and who she is. I'm Dr. Pat, and I get to hang out with Laura on a regular basis. And one of the things I love is watching how somebody's life changes, how things start with an idea and they grow and they develop. And before you know it, now you're doing a show, the Laura Meeks Show, Dream On, Fly High, Live Adventurously. Then you're also writing a book. Then you've now crafted an entire coaching platform that takes into consideration all your life experiences and represents the pinnacle of change.
That does.
Right. But in the end, you've got to have a flight plan.
You need a flight plan, and that's kind of where we're going to start our adventure today. Absolutely right. I have to say, just, the time that you and I have spent over the last year or so, incredible things and incredible opportunities have come my way, of which I've taken them. And it leads us to the topic today, which is opportunity. Because
when opportunity knocks.
When opportunity knocks on the door, first of all, you have to understand that it is an opportunity, and then you have to recognize it, be aware of it, take it, and then take action on it. So that's kind of the short version of where I want to go today. We have spent the last couple of shows doing an incredible job of talking about the vision and the flight plan. So those that are out there, and I want to assure the listener that whatever is going on in your life, you're fully capable of handling it. You are ready and able to do everything that is there. And I have found that it just sometimes needs a little nudge to the left or right to get you there. And so I've crafted up a plan. I call it the Flight Plan for Life, which is a vision building class. It's 4 weeks, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in process. But in the last couple of shows, one of the things that we've spent a lot of time on is this idea of the vision that you have to, when we fly airplanes, we don't just jump in an airplane and fly around. We need to know they've got the gas. We need to know the destination. We need to know what altitude, what approach we're going to fly. We need to know all of that stuff to get to a destination. And I would say it's an allegory to life that, yes, you too need to know your destination. So that was a lot of what we've crafted so far in the Laura Meeks Show, was the idea of, hey, we need to kind of get a destination. But we've done a lot of that. I think if you've been following along, you've got a vision of where you want to go. So then the next thing that I am finding is the next thing that happens is you have to become aware of the opportunities that are around you. And I know this is going to seem hard to understand, but opportunities are all around you, all day, every day. And we're going to talk about how to recognize those. But one of the first things that I want to talk about is what is an opportunity? Typically, I would go to the dictionary, and in essence, I'll shorten your version. And if you don't want to go to dictionary.com, an opportunity is a chance. It is an opening. It is an idea. It is something that is going to come by you that you have to grab.
Yeah.
And so here's what it's not. It's not a guarantee. It's not a straight path to the vice presidency. It's not a straight path to your soul mate. It is not a straight path to perfect health. An opportunity is a step towards where you want to go. And so the very first thing that I want to be clear on is that it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But being in a possibility, it is incumbent upon us, the people that are getting presented this opportunity, to actually grab it. You gotta reach out and grab it.
Yeah.
And
let's talk for a minute. Let's just put things in a little bit of perspective here, because before we came on, and I love the way you're describing this, Laura. I love the way that you're bringing this to the forefront. I was talking with you about the Emmy Awards that just happened. And so one of my super favorite actors is Thandie Newton, right? She's in Westworld, right?
I love Westworld.
Westworld, right? So here she is. She got her stardom in a Tom Cruise movie, one of the Mission whatever.
Yeah,
movies.
Mission Impossible.
But here's the thing I love about what you're talking about. She was very clear, and so are some of these other folks from the ceremony last night, about the opportunity. I want to thank you for the opportunity. Mm-hmm. So the opportunity came. And honestly, she really had to look at that, because if anybody watches anything about Westworld, Game of Thrones, anything on Netflix, it's a whole new world of acting. But what is it about that you just said, about that opportunity, that first step, a chance? What do we have to be mentally, physically, and emotionally prepared for there when that thing shows up?
Yeah, well, and that is I guess the essence of what we're talking about is that you have to be mentally and physically prepared. So again, the vision statement is a really key piece, and we've talked about that a lot. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but but the value of the vision is that puts the idea in your head that's what you're looking for. I typically, and I'll kind of jump ahead to this.
Yeah, jump right ahead.
My daughter I've got a number of stories about opportunities, but it's very easy, I think, for people to see. Women in particular, if you've ever been pregnant, before you're pregnant, you never see a pregnant person in the mall or anywhere. And then you get pregnant, and then everybody shows up as pregnant. There's somebody over there. She's pregnant. My daughter bought a red Prius, not an unusual car, but it was a Prius, and it was red. And guess what? Then you're driving down the road, and there's a red Prius. Hey, look over there. There's a red Prius. How does that happen? Is that because there are all of a sudden all red Priuses are magnetically attracted to you? No. It is because you are aware. So the value of the vision is the vision puts the idea in your head. I'm an actress. I'm looking for a role. And so as you're doing whatever you're doing, and I have a whole nother thing here later on actors in particular, because whenever you are chasing your dream, you're chasing it from the position of your vision statement. So the things that you're looking for become aware. You become aware of those because you're reading your vision statement, and you're realizing, I want a red Prius, and then there's a red Prius. So in light of visioning, I'm looking for better health. Well, depending on what your health challenge is, if you're looking to lose some weight, then all of a sudden on the TV you see commercials. All of a sudden you're aware of commercials on losing weight or products that help you to lose weight. Or if you're looking to run, all of a sudden you see a shoe commercial. They've had shoe commercials forever. It's just that you just now all of a sudden have this idea in your head that that's the thing that you need to do. That's where you want to go. So it is that awareness that helps you focus on the opportunities that you want to see. I have talked about my golf ball story. The short version is I was walking one day, found a golf ball. I was right next to a golf course. I thought, well, that makes sense. The golf balls will come out accidentally. And so all of a sudden, I had walked past this golf course for months and not seen a golf ball until I found one. And then every day I was walking, I found a golf ball because I was looking for a golf ball before I wasn't looking. Mm-hmm. So the advantage, the very first piece of finding an opportunity, getting a chance, to take a chance, is you have to be aware that they're around you. Now, I'm going to tell you a quick story that happened yesterday, and I thought this was an interesting piece of awareness and opportunity, because it really has to do with your mental thinking about what you think an opportunity is going to look like. So my daughter, who's avidly a fan of archaeology, has a master's degree in art history and archaeology, very, very interested in stuff. And so as I was walking down the street, down the sidewalk with my dogs, right? Hey, there's something on the street, and I pick it up, and it is a catalog for the University of Leicester in England for their archaeology program. And I thought, hey, I know somebody who needs this. And so I bring it into my daughter and say, look what I found. There's a message on the street. It came to me, and I'm bringing it to you. Here's a message. And she looked at it and she goes, or it's a piece of garbage. And I thought, bam, there's the challenge. If you're not ready to get an opportunity, if you're not open to the idea that opportunities come at you from every possible angle, you're not going to see it. To her, this was just a thing I found in the street, just throw in the trash. It's been there, seen that, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But often as you're going down the road of life, if you have a clear vision of where you are and what you want to do, then those opportunities are going to come to you in any shape and form, right? Yeah. Tell me.
No, I want to talk about this because, first of all, you have to have an opportunity mindset. You have to have a mindset where you're always mentally, physically, and emotionally scanning for an unlimited list of possibilities. See, possibilities are opportunities. But if you're not at that first place where, one, you've connected with what you said, your desire, your vision, that's one part. But then what are you doing to build that flight plan in a way that it eliminates fear, it eliminates lack, it eliminates smallness, so that if you're like me and you're like you, Laura, how we met each other, me dialing a wrong phone number 15 years ago, you're not going to hang up, are you? So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what does it mean, not only to be aware, but how do we look at these opportunities all around us and then be prepared for the next action? Because see, Laura, what you're talking about is opportunities without action are what? They're not opportunities.
Yeah, they're entertainment.
They're entertainment.
Inspiration without action is entertainment. It's just a thing that you saw. It was a fun show that you saw. But if you want to actually move and change something, absolutely. Be prepared, and then we'll show you how to take action. That's what happens.
Let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll be back with Laura Meeks. You're listening to, wow, this is amazing. But this is about really stopping what you're doing for a moment and thinking. As we come back, Laura's going to take you on a journey about what is it about opportunity that many of us have looked straight in the face of, scared us, and then reached out for help to take that next step. Let's take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Great to have all of you tuning us in, turning us on. Laura, this is about when opportunity knocks. But before we get to that, how can people find out more about you? How can they find out more about your coaching program, which is amazing because it really does address what we're talking about here today?
It really does. By far and away, the simplest way to get a hold of me is to go to the website, which is flyhighliving.com, flyhighliving.com. And telephone. Now, this is interesting as different age groups. Some people, and I'm one of them, I would just as soon talk to you right here on the phone. So if you want to call me, 888-666-1570, 888-666. I got a little alliteration. 888-666-1570. And you can just call me. So there's incredible stuff on the site, easy to use. The very first thing that comes up, by the way, is the start of your adventure with Fly High Living, and that's called the Flight Plan for Life. It's an incredible 4-week program. You talk directly to me for 1 hour a week, and we are going to build a crystal clear vision. So we're going to build a flight plan for you. This is not me telling you, this is me coaching you and helping you come up with the actual words that are not so much being motivational, but inspirational. The Flight Plan for Life is an inspirational piece so that when you read that in the morning, you want to go. Yeah. Pat, I know for me, doing this, what we're doing right now, I mean, I wake up in the morning and I like, hot dang, I get to do a show today. This is like, I'm so excited to be here and helping people. And that sort of event can happen for everyone that's listening right now. Instead of waking up, God, I got to go to work. I got to drag myself out of bed. You can jump out of bed and go, God, today's going to be a great day. And and Pat, you know this. Everybody's capable of this, right? I mean, all I have to do is tell you, you're going on vacation on Friday, and I'm all excited. Everybody, all of a sudden, they switch out of that, oh my God, I got to go to work, to the, oh my God, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days to my vacation. I'm on my vacation. So it's interior. We all have that ability. But the good news is that you can connect two people. One of the things I think, Pat, that you are good at promoting is the idea that if we all could do all of these things ourselves, there'd just be online training and we'd all be perfect. But it doesn't work really that way. I haven't found it. I found that it really works better when you collaborate with people, when you're collaborating with a coach or a mentor or somebody who has done this before. I mean, when I started to fly airplanes, I just didn't read a book and go out and fly an airplane. Right. I jumped in an airplane with a guy who's done this before. And he's like, not quite like that, more like this. And, we saved each other from, crashing the airplane. That's how that works. So, it's very important, I think, to get some guidance. And the Flight Plan for Life is a very affordable way to get started. And then I won't go into all the other coaching programs, but there is a follow-on, Dream On 3-month course that's the compatible next piece. So when you start with the Flight Plan for Life, 4 weeks there, then you can jump right into the 12-week course, which is the mechanics of, now that you have this, how do you make it manifest in your life? That's the two pieces. Yeah.
And I think that what we're talking about now is like, look, opportunities all around us. How do I find them? But here's the thing that we're talking about. Certainly, I was not jumping into a plane. Okay. I just want to say that up front. But when my yes came, I did jump into it. And I think that if we don't jump into it, that what happens is we don't jump into it, right? Yeah, and so along the way, though, I needed help. You needed help. And that's what we're talking about today. We want to help people jump into it and not jump into it in a small way, right?
Absolutely. And, the opportunity, that's a Flight Plan for Life. That's your first opportunity to get crystal clear on where you want to go and do what you want to do. And it's anybody can afford doing it. You can go to the website, flyhighliving.com, and sign up. That's an opportunity. But I will tell you this is that if you approach every opportunity that comes your way with, I got to study this, I got to check in with everybody I know and get a consensus and make sure that this might be the right place. And is there a guarantee? You're not in the right mindset. You're not in the right mindset, because opportunities don't come with guarantees. They come with opportunity. It's a chance. It's a chance. And the only way that you're going to know whether you want to take that chance is you got to think about it well ahead of time. You got to know what you're hunting. When we're flying, we're not just flying to the West Coast. I use this example. You don't get into New Jersey and fly to Florida. I'm gonna fly to Florida today. I wonder where I should go. It's like, no, I want to go to Miami International Airport, landing at 3:15 in the afternoon. Everybody knows how to pick me up when I get to the airport. It's a very specific thing. And I had somebody ask me this the other day, and I thought this will fit right in. How many times have you ever gone to the airport and just looked up on the big board and said, Minnesota, let's go there today. Maybe I'll go there today. No one does that. You buy tickets online. You know where you're going. You know how much you want to pay. You get your tickets online. And when you get to the airport, you know where you're going. And when they say, hey, do you want to jump on the tram to Terminal E? You know you're going to E. You know the tram is an opportunity to get there quickly. You jump on because you thought about it. You know where you're going. You know what you want to do.
Well, I think part of this you've learned and experienced firsthand. I mean, the reason you and I are even talking today on a radio program and on social media video program is because you've actually walked this very specifically to where you are right now and creating your next vision, your next flight plan. And so that's what I love about this, because the folks listening to the show, they realize that we're not just speaking from some academic book. We've actually learned the difference between a big O and a little O. Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
The big O. I know what you're talking about. But it is so true, Pat. I mean, just you and I sitting here, probably a year and a half ago, you have a business that's blossoming. I'm struggling trying to put together a vision. I'm on my second or third rendition of my coaching company, when all of a sudden I get a phone call from somebody on your staff that says, hey, Pat has this transformation talk radio and she's interested in talking to you. And I could have said, radio, I don't think so, click. It's not. But I said, hey, radio? I've never thought of that. That might be an opportunity. Let's take a step forward and see what that's about. But I knew what I was trying to build. And then when you get somebody like Pat, who has all these creative ideas about, like, I've been here, I've been there, I've done that, just the story of you talking to the guy on the phone, just luck of luck, dial the wrong number. There's an opportunity to get into radio, and now you have an empire. Now, was that the path that you masterfully dreamed up? It was, you took an opportunity, and this is a good chance. I'm going to throw this in right here. There are often people who, when you're in that mindset of I've got to get it exactly right, they approach life as if they were going to drive to work and they needed all green lights before they start to work. And obviously we don't drive to work waiting for full green lights all the way to work. You go to the first stoplight and you take that, and then you go to the next one. And your opportunity with the radio started with a phone call. Hey, this is what you're going to do. Okay, that might be a chance. And then you make that one step and see what happens. And then you take the next opportunity and the next opportunity. We built this, like you said, we're in the midst of writing an incredible book about my personal transformation. And that happened just because you and I were chatting and you said, hey, I know somebody who is in the book business. We ought to talk. We call Gail. Gail says, hey, I think that's a great idea. Second opportunity. Let's go to the next step. We do a one-page thing and she takes it to some people. They get interested. Third opportunity. Hey, they're interested enough to do a proposal. Let's do the proposal. It's not green lights all the way. You're taking the opportunity. But again, it goes back to the flight plan, knowing where you're going, and recognizing that this is an opportunity for you. And probably as important, knowing it's not an opportunity for you.
Yeah.
I've spent a chunk of my life, and part of our interaction has been kind of dealing with the shiny object idea. It's like, ooh, there's an opportunity. Ooh, I could be a speaker, or I could be a teacher. I could be a speaker now. I thought we were a speaker. No, I'm going to go this way now. So part of that is yes, getting the opportunities, but with a flight plan, you can say, okay, here's all the place. This is where I want to go, far away. But my first flight plan is like Minneapolis to Dubuque, Iowa. That's my first plan. I'm gonna make it down to New Orleans one step at a time. I'm gonna first fly to Dubuque, and then you figure out what's the opportunities to get to Dubuque. What can I do? And then when you get there, here's the next opportunity. So it very much is an iterative process that you have to see those opportunities and take those opportunities.
Well, let's talk about this for a minute, because one of the things I know you do, and we certainly do it here. I have a great team of people I work with every day. And, opportunity knocks on the door. And wow, I did not answer it quite fast enough. And so you look at that, and everybody listening knows what I mean about that. The opportunity knocked, and for whatever reason, there's no judgment in this, because Laura, you and I both have had opportunities where, for whatever reason, we just didn't act on it.
Yeah.
But the reason that you and I are here today is because each of us has worked with other people that can help us improve our odds. Isn't that too what this is about?
Absolutely. So, when you are a babe in the woods and you're wandering around hunting for food, you don't know what it looks like. It's certainly helpful. Just like flying an airplane. When I started flying, the opportunity is to fly with somebody who's done it, and they can kind of help you recognize and go, see that over there? That's what that looks like. That's what the opportunity looks like. Because, and I have a great quote from Thomas Edison. He said, most people miss opportunity because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work. And opportunities are going to come. It is really helpful to have somebody on your side to say, have you looked over here? Have you looked in that look? Have you called this person? That's an opportunity. Have you thought about, social media? That's an opportunity. There are things that are helpful, but then it is incumbent to you to actually grab onto it and do something with it. And often, I want to kind of go down this path, because
go for it.
This is kind of one of the things that I've experienced a number of times in my life. I know you have too. The path, again, we would like to think there's all green lights. We would like to think that somebody is going to come to us with an opportunity and say, hey, Laura, here's the deal. If you do A, B, and C, you'll be vice president by next year. Hey, that's all I got to do? Perfect. I'm going to do that. The map is never clear as to where you're going to go. In my life, for instance, one of the big disappointments I had early on in college is that I signed a scholarship paper that committed me to 6 years after graduation, 10 years total,
Wow.
to be a navigator, not a pilot.
Wow.
And everything that I wanted in life was to be a pilot. And I thought, oh, this is it. I had an opportunity. The opportunity was this. You can get a scholarship and stay in the Air Force. The option was is if you didn't have a scholarship, you were going to be kicked out right away before you even got in the Air Force. So I said, well, I'm going to take the opportunity and take the scholarship. That's the opportunity. But when I got there and they said, oh, it's a navigator scholarship, I thought, well, I could stop right now and not ever be a pilot, or I could take this opportunity to be a navigator and keep moving towards pilot training. So, and I have to say, you know, for an 18-year-old, 6 to 10 years just seemed like, you might have said it is a century, next century. Like, I can't live that long without being a pilot, but I could. And the interesting thing about opportunities and the universe is giving you opportunities that fit your path.
Yeah.
It may not feel right. It may not seem right, but it is the opportunity that takes your path. And in my case, it turns out 6 years of navigator school trained me how to be in an airplane, how to talk and understand the air traffic control system, what airplanes were about, what a mission was about. And so when I got to pilot training, which was the hardest thing I've ever done,
wow,
I was ready. I know now that had I gotten my wish and gone straight to pilot training, I would never have made it. I wouldn't. Yeah. So in the land of opportunity, I guess part of what my mission today is to say is again, know your flight plan, know where you're going. I want to be a life coach. This is where I'm going to be. How am I going to get there? Well, I'm going to get some training, and then I'm going to build a business. I'm going to meet somebody like Pat who's going to help me get my message out and get me connected to the people that I can help. But it's a really curvy path. And you just have to be understanding that the thing that you can do is take the best opportunity that's in front of you. Mm-hmm. Not that one over there, that one over there. The one that's right in front of you is the one that you want to take. And then that's going to move you to the next one.
Well, the thing that also I think we're talking about that folks I know they understand the story, is that there is a way to accelerate. And by the way, our theme for next year is accelerated expansiveness.
Ooh.
Because somebody said to me, you folks that, first of all, they said, you have to be able to talk better about what you do, because you're not just any network. And we said, okay, give us some language, because we don't think about it. And then the next thing they kind of said to me is, just like you just did, they said, I thought it would take 5 years for people to even know what I'm talking about. And they said, not only did our radio show plus all the marketing get us to get me to where I wanted to go, but I have just been told that I got a book deal in a record 8 months for not even being an author. And by the way, we're still working on the website. So one of the things you talked about, and I don't want to blow by it, is not only, Laura, are you helping people with opportunities, but you are shortening the timeline. And that is key, because if you're supposed to be in Albany, right? Because I'm going back to the East Coast, I'm stopping in Vermont. So I said to Linda, I'm booking my flight. I'm going to be in Buffalo. Linda said, Buffalo, that's good. Who's going to be in Buffalo with you? We're all going to be in Vermont. You got to go through Albany. And see, you need somebody like that to help you. That's what you do. Let's take a short
Absolutely.
break. Yeah, when we'll
be back and we'll talk about that.
We're going to talk about that, because I don't know anybody, you, Laura, that wants to be delayed in the airport, delayed in your life, delayed in your education, delayed in your abundance, delayed in your bank account growing, delayed in your success. Delayed
Time
and
ticks
doing
by.
what you love. Let's take a short break, everybody. We'll be right back. Laura Meeks. That's got to be a first from Benny.
You remember what movie it's from, right?
This is from Ferris Bueller, right?
There you
Yeah.
go.
Baby.
Yeah.
I know, Benny. That's it. That's what I'm talking
Cameron.
about. See, Benny saw an opportunity right there, and he took
Yeah.
it.
Of course.
Yeah.
And what a classic movie. We know more lines out of Ferris Bueller. Bueller.
Oh, I believe. Laura, before we get going here, how can people, first of all, find out more about Fly High Living, find out about you, and look at Flight Plan for Life? How can they do that?
So flyhighliving.com. Flyhighliving.com. It's all one word, .com, Fly High Living. And when you go there, the very first thing that pops up is your number one opportunity, Flight Plan for Life. And that's to be front and center. But on the webpage, there's everything about me, my story, where I've done, what I speak on, anything and everything, to include my telephone number, in case you just want to shorten. And one of the things we're going to talk about is shortening the path.
You shorten the timeline.
If you want to shorten the timeline, you don't want to read it all, just call me, 888-666-1570. It's on the website. That's the shortest, quickest, easiest way to chat with me. And I will tell you this, we run lean and mean, and 90% of the time you're going to get me on the phone.
Yeah.
So if you're not calling the large corporation, and I'll call you back. If I call you back, it's because I'm talking to Pat or I'm doing a radio show or something. But I will get in touch with you right away, and we'll get you started. Because Pat, one of the things that you were talking about, and I think it's a great lead-in to this segment, is the amount of time and how people can make a change. And you were talking about the Emmys, and anybody who's watched the Oscars, the Emmys, any award show, it always starts with pulling out the paper. I want to thank the following list of 600 people that have been important in my life. And they do that not because they just know 600 people, but because none of us have reached our goals without the help of other people. It is the collaboration. Can you do it yourself? I have to tell you, as a pilot, pilots, doctors, some of the other professions, we study so hard and so long that we get the feeling that we can do anything. And I assure you, I can probably do most anything if I have enough time. But time is the point. We don't have unlimited time. As a baby boomer, I'm just into my 60s, and I know I have a certain amount of time left to accomplish the incredible goal. I mean, think about this. For 60 years, I've been dreaming about bigger and bigger dreams. So now I'm 60 and I have dreams this big. I mean, if you've seen my little thing, I've been standing like this. Dreams that big, and a shorter amount of time to do it. So I have learned very quickly to engage people like Pat and like me, life coaches, mentors, to help you shorten the amount of time. One of the questions, and you brought up happy days, the funds and happy days. How many happy days do you want, in your life? And when would you like them to start? I don't know too many people that are sitting here listening going, yeah, well, just let me be miserable for the rest of the year. January, I want to really start having some happy times. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, hey, if I said you could be happy tomorrow, let's try it. Because you don't know how much time you have. Sadly, had a cousin who lost their 46-year-old daughter this weekend. A single mother of 3 kids died apparently of the flu. She went to bed, never woke up. How many days do you have left? I mean, I think I've got 30 years, but I don't know. So I approach every day as now. today is the day that I want to do as much as I can to be as happy as I can and get the things done that I can. And so I'm looking for opportunities to fill in my flight plan in the shortest amount of time that I can. And that's why I engage professionals like you, Pat, and others that help me. We brought on Gail to work on the book. I mean, there's teams. This is kind of the essence, is that I know everybody wants to be John Wayne, rugged individual. I'm doing it myself, but it just takes too long.
I think the other part, though, too, Laura, is that, by working with other people, and I get to work with Jessica every day, Linda every day.
Both great team members.
Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that I'm looking at is, how do I think big enough to make sure that I'm not compromising my dream? And that's part of this too.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Because, and I will tell you that ideas, this is one of the things I've found with the Flight Plan for Life is this people starting to, if I say, hey, what we start kind of with, what would you love to do? Well, I like this, I kind of like that. It takes a while, and it takes some help and some coaching and some ideas to go, well, have you thought about this? Travel. Well, I'd like to travel. Oh, really? Where? Well, Dubuque. Well, Dubuque's good, but, there's like this other city on the East Coast called New York. It's pretty big. And it might be fun. It's like, oh, really? I never heard of that. So, I know that's going to be kind of a stupid example, but the point being is that when you collaborate with other people, it's synergistic. You get more ideas. One idea leads to another idea that leads to clarity.
Yeah.
Part of what we're talking about is clarity of vision, so that you can get clarity of opportunity. I mean, there's a billion opportunities. I mean, there's commercials all day, every day on TV, opportunities to do things. And 90% of that goes in and out of your head because it's not the thing you're looking for. But like I said before, if you're looking for tennis shoes, all of a sudden, out of that whole barrage of stuff that comes on the TV, tennis shoes shows up. And so it's that clarity, working with professionals who have done this, who've been down there. And my story has a lot of convolutions to it, but I've had a full career in the Air Force. I built a multi-million-dollar business. Now I'm in building a coaching business. I have a lot of experience. A lot of things have happened. I've been down a lot of roads that I can save you from going down, or giving you ideas on how you might get around that to get to your goal even faster than if you just did it yourself. I mean,
yeah. And then the other thing too is, and I think you and I have experienced this, it's that when we look at our lives and then we look at our plan, one of the things is we're not done. So a flight plan doesn't mean that I go from here to here and I'm done. Usually, at least in my experience, what's happened is I go from here to here, and on the way from going from here to here, I get more ideas. I get more powerful things. Right?
Totally. And in the end, one of the things that you'll hear me say at the end of the Flight Plan for Life, remember when you graduated from high school, they said, we're going to commencement. And you're like, commencement? I thought we were going to graduation. And then they give you the whole thing about, this is not the end. This is the start of your new life. That's so true. I mean, the Flight Plan of Life is your first vision. It's the starting block, the first vision. And you're absolutely right. In the process of even just moving towards some of the basic things that are on your Flight Plan for Life, then you're going to get new ideas. And you're thinking, wow, I did that. That's crossed off. What's next? Bigger vision, bigger vision. And like I say, I'm in my 60s. My vision is like, I think my personal vision statement is like 6 pages long. Yeah. And that's just the big items that I'm looking for. So absolutely, every step you take is a move forward. That's why it's so important to know what your vision is, to take the first opportunity. and then see where you are, because it's a series of opportunities that are going to be placed in front of you that are going to get you to your first level. And to me, I'll give you another example of this envisioning. I spent the first 30 years of my life my goal was to earn a living flying airplanes. That was my overall big statement on the wall, earn a living flying airplanes. By 30, I was doing that. And by 40, when I retired from the Air Force, I had climbed that mountain. And I will tell you this, when you're standing on top of a mountain, guess what? You can see so many more opportunities from the top of the mountain. And you see, hey, I'm going to climb that. There's another mountain over there that says business on it. I'm going to go do that. I want to climb that mountain. I mean, there are people that climb Mount Shasta every year just so they can do it. But to me, hey, if you're going to climb Mount Shasta, then let's climb Mount Hood, then let's climb Mount Rainier, and then let's climb, McKinley, and then let's, I mean, you'd like to think that as you're growing, that this is a widening, ever widening vision that's coming at you, and that, the more people and the more opportunities you take, just like this, the opportunity to be on Transformation Talk Radio has led to me meeting other people who I've incorporated in other parts of my business.
Yeah.
People that I interview that have another opportunity. Hey, recently, a lady who's gone through Flight Plan for Life is running a nonprofit for Parkinson's people. And after going through Flight Plan of Life, she said, you know what? There are so many people that are caretakers of Parkinson's people that would love this opportunity. Another opportunity falls in my lap to help more people. I would not have had that had I not taken the first step.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Laura, I mean, this is really a show that is about opportunity that you're presenting to people. Thank you for bringing this to the forefront. It certainly is a great reminder, but more than that, it's a way of life. What's your personal message? What do you want to leave us with? And again, please give out your contact information.
Yeah, my personal message today is be aware, look around, take that next opportunity. It is in your path for a reason. And it might be a paper on the ground. It might be a bumper sticker. It might be a book you read or a phone call somebody calls you. Be aware, take the opportunity. And if you're ready to clarify your flight plan for life, Fly High Living is my website. Flight Plan for Life is the introductory course. You can sign up today. Call me now, 888-666-1570. And that's awesome. That's how we get going.
I know. I love it. Right. Laura Meeks, everybody. I'm Dr. Pat. We're not done yet. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. But don't forget, this is about helping you launch your dream idea and create an entire life that is passionately purposeful to you. And that's why Laura and I are here doing this. We know that whatever we've done, it is going to be just as same for you. Let's take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back.
You've been listening to The Laura Meeks Show. Dream on, fly high, live adventurously on Transformation Talk Radio. Thank you for tuning in. And we hope you'll join us next month as Laura helps you find your unique gifts so you can bring them to the world. For more information on Laura Meeks or to listen to past shows, visit her website at flyhighliving.com. Check out her hit Dream On 12-week course, where you get the personal attention you need to fly high in your new life.